Jinazir is really nice, specifically when you have Viego and Graves, Duran and Croc kind of tearing through your backline almost.
Yeah, there is a lot of damage available for this
Yes.
Netshoes team. They have so many people who can kill you in so many different ways on the Rensga side. You have to be very careful here. But let's see if they can actually get this to fruition, right? We had great early games today from Red, from Liberty, with clean macro transitioning through the mid and late game. If
Hmm.
there was ever a
Hmm.
time for the Netshoes miners to bring some of that energy to the table, this is to match the do it. Against the 0-3 Rensga, this should be a bit of a done deal for Netshoes miners if they're going to actually be presented as one of, if not the top team in the league.
Yeah, just going through the rune choices here, pretty standard stuff. Guardian on Tom Kenshi. I believe this is the fast. It has to be the fasting center. There's no way it isn't. Um,
Yeah.
and I think Netshoes Miners has been probably one of the most hotly debated 3-0 teams, right? In like
Yeah.
any league. Like I hear such mixed opinions. It is actually not the fasting Senna. What it looks like. Senna did not go to
Interesting.
support item. It's gonna be Senna ADC here. Senna Tompkins still really strong. Like it's still a good lane. But back to the Netshoes Miners point. Yeah,
Hmm.
they've been one of the more hotly contested 3-0 teams debated, right? Amongst our peers, amongst around other regions as well. It feels like when people talk about Netshoes Miners, they're either all in, they're like, yeah, this is a really good team, they're legit, or yeah, they'll teeter off. They'll you watch,
Yeah.
just watch, they'll
Yeah.
lose. I'm
Yeah.
on the side. I'm all in on Netshoes. I think
Same.
Durun and Croc. I'm a big fan of them. I really love them.
Yeah, I'm glad you're ready to join me, Shibby, on the hype train for the Netshoes Miners, to join the position of resident caster fans of the Netshoes Miners, because as you say, there was not a whole lot of faith in them. It's a bit of an odd team and organization in so many ways, and it's great to see them coming out and defying more expectations. Hawk not quite connected with the dredge line, but it was dang close, and looks like they are still happy to get scrappy in this early lane.
Yeah, and Tom Kench is a tanky boy. It can be really annoying to trade into him. I would say he even is like tankier than Nautilus around that level 1 to 3. Right, Nautilus has the W, but the Q cooldown on Tom Kench with his health regen and everything, it can be super frustrating to trade into him. And he's gonna have the gray health at level 3. I mean, we'll see how Hades and Guard pilot this lane. It was a super popular lane in KR and the RKR import, so I could expect them to pilot it pretty well. My eyes turn to the top lane. I think this game
Hmm.
runs through do run for Netshoes, and Rensga has properly identified that, and they're gonna not let him play.
Yeah, they've gone for the Flash engage already with the slow, and Flash is following him. I don't know if he's going to get out of this one. Duran
Ooh, do
slides with
run!
a quick draw. The Q lands, but he will slip away. It's close, but no cigar for Renska, with Croc waiting to see if there's something he can maybe snap up. I think Renska's going to get back to safety.
I know for all intents and purposes, that's a slight win, I guess, for Duran. He does have to burn the TP, but I mean, double flash invested from Minerva and IL here. Ooh, yeah, I mean, Duran is just gonna do what he can in this top lane. Went for the Cole start as well, so you definitely know how he wants to play this lane. Croc is gonna be allowed to scale up. The crux of the Viego Zin matchup is okay, as
Ooh,
Annie, sorry.
straight onto Goku. There's the Flash. This gank looks a little bit more successful. It's a quick first blood for Croc.
And I'm just gonna scrap the point I was about to say as we see the
Yeah.
replay because I was gonna say the crux of this Viego Zin matchup is that Zin can get a lot of ganks off, and Viego kind of has to scale farm appropriately, but never mind, Viego's just gonna gank and he's
Just
gonna
flash,
pick him up.
flash, and kill him. That's what you
Yeah,
do. Easy.
he's gonna farm champions instead. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
usually what happens, right? The Viego super scaling 28 CS to 16 right now, about a 4 camp lead, I would say, for Viego here. But yeah, that's usually what happens. Not usual here, as Croc did end up getting that first blood, picking it into his pocket. And now we have to see what Minerva does. Has the Zins out, has the really early game power. Does he gank Annie? Does he gank Durun again? Like, do they send it bot? Like, it is really hard to gank some of these lanes.
Yeah, it certainly is, and he is going to be spotting that ward out. Obviously, deactivated by the pink ward, but the fact that it's dying means they will know that Minerva is around there. And Hawk is currently left his partner drop in the bot lane, is now moving with Croc into the top side jungle.
Uh-oh. Goku.
Minerva could be in for a world of hurt right here. This is a very smart maneuver by Netshoes. Kind of throw out the dredge line. They hold it for now. They're
Oh,
going
look
for
at
the
the
blast cone
investment!
to land on top of him, coming in hot. Minerva with no flash. They don't even go for the kill. They just take his camp and walk walk away.
Wait, somehow they were spotted out because the pings were going and it looked
Yeah.
like Minerva knew they were there. I want to say maybe Hawk showed himself just around the corner before Minerva got to the Wolf Camps. I mean, I would love to see what happened there because for all intents and purposes, Minerva should not have known they were there.
Yeah, I felt like that was a for sure kill, or at least putting him down to a sliver, and he has to walk out, lose a hell of a lot more camps. But he does get away. He does lose one camp,
Oh,
I suppose, and there's a lot of Netshoes vision there. Minerva looking to return the favor, and Guard is there. Not quite yet. Hawk slides away with the dredge line to terrain, and we'll get away from that one.
yeah, Minerva trying to set up his own trap here, but unfortunately could not get anything. And the game has kind of slowed down. And this is Netshoes. They're more than happy to do that, right? They're more than happy to take you 35, 40 minutes into the game and, out
Yeah.
team fight you or out macro you the best way they can. Dropping Hawk doing okay. I mean, 52 to 33 CS. Hawk or Drop had to go and back and get off those boots of Swifties because, like you said, the glacial kind of passive being put onto Hades or Senna's Q makes Drop's life kind of a living hell.
It really sucks to be against that for sure. And Senna's global 55% win rate tells you just how much it sucks. So he's gone for the Swifties with that slow reduction, as you say. And Hawk has now returned there as well. It does seem like Netshoes, they had that successful gank on the mid lane. Perfect, excellent. First blood for Croc. And then they tried to transition that into that top jungle play. So they're still they are doing that kind of, okay, we're going to get this early lead, and they are trying to push that a little further, like Red did, like Liberty did, to get them those big early leads, which they were able to transition into relatively clean wins. So I'm hoping right now, honestly, Shibby, looking at Netshoes Minor in the early game, maybe we're in for another incredibly sanitary experience.
Yeah, I mean, clean macro is gonna be the name of the game for this team, right? Netshoe
Yeah.
miners. I mean, I think they're like you said, most comfortable in that position, and it feels like Rensga is just letting it happen almost. Like they don't realize that they need to be on the forefront. They need to start, being a little bit more proactive. Minerva on the Zin 0-0-0. He's not even farming well
Oh,
either. I
yeah.
I, I just I just don't know what the Zin pick does if it's not forcing flashes, forcing gangs. I mean, he had that one in the top lane, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah, and now the flash is almost back up, and it's like it never happened basically at this point. Duran is still even on CS, and Viego is 19 CS up in this jungle matchup. It is wild how far ahead this Viego is, and the one saving grace I can see for Rensga right now is that Hades has a CS lead of his own, quite a significant one at that. So we said Senna is gonna be that win condition if it gets to that stage of the game, and Hades might be setting himself up to do that.
As we see the goal total on the left-hand side here, Croc ahead firmly, right? The first blood, the CS lead, everything like that. But yeah, Hades looking like he's gonna be the one to,
Look at
carry this
Minerva.
game. Yeah,
Straight
Minerva's
from the bottom.
he's starved
Ouch.
for sure. He's starved.
It is.
I don't think he's had a
It's
good time. And
nope.
now Annie and Croc. Guard is here though.
Yeah, they're maybe looking for it. I don't know if they've been spotted yet. They will be spotted now. Guard is there to save him. Oh, but he's been shoved back. Can Guard even reach him? And Goku's coming over. Netshoes minus. You put yourself in this spot. Can you get yourself out of it? Hawk is there. Doran is coming. And there's the Jin ultimate from the mid lane as well. Guard living up to his namesake, blocking Minerva. And again, the Zin will at least escape with his life.
Yeah, so a lot of ultimates, a lot of abilities blown from Netshoes miners here to, I guess, essentially secure this Herald, right? At
Yeah.
8 minutes. I mean, that's a win, right? Minerva doesn't die, but the HP is so low or he gets shoved out so much that he has to essentially has to go to his bot side jungle and pick up the scraps. This is where you trade the dragon, Minerva. This is where you go to dragon and say, you know what, let's get the ocean drake real quick.
He's headed over there. He's getting there. He's schluffing his way over there. He's had a bit of a rough start, maybe a little winded right now. He's running himself over. Guard is there, and now Annie and Hawk are going to check it, and they might be able to just stop this trade from even coming through.
And Goku does
Oh,
have
he's
the
so low.
inside track
Hawk
here.
flashes in with the ignite. He's going for the jungler's head, and he takes and steals the dragon as well. Are you kidding me, Hawk? Annie has fallen at least to Goku, but Croc is there. It looks like they'll just call it off and give Renska the kills, but how did Netshoes get the dragon?
Give that man the MVP of this game. Hawk coming in, stealing the dragon. He's like, no, you know what? I know you're low. I'm going to use all my abilities, burn everything on dragon. Because, like you said, Minerva was so low. He had to smite the dragon early so he could live. And yeah, Rensga gets a couple kills. They get 2 onto Goku, but they lose the dragon. Minerva is set even farther behind, right? 45 now to 70 CS. This Viego is winning the gank war. He's winning the camp war. He is winning the jungle war.
He certainly is, and Croc has that Herald on deck as well to bolster whichever of those lanes really needs it. It's really looking good for Netshoes miners right now. They did lose some of that gold lead, it must be said, as Goku got a nice little boost for himself on the Oriana, and these ults could start hurting real bad if he can find those huge game-changing Rs.
Yeah, and it's been quiet for Durud, right? Like he's just been plugging away, farming up,
playing
finished
Graves.
his call. Yeah, playing Graves, finished his call now, gonna back a bit of a CS lead for him. And although he got ganked there really early on, he's just been chilling. He's gonna enter the team fight as he pleases. You know, Durun does as he pleases. He's gonna enter when he wants to. He's gonna say, you know what, guys, I've finally arrived. I'm ready. I've had my mani-pedi. I've gotten the spa day, the salon day. I've got my gold. I'm ready. Let's fight. And you just see, you know, the rest of Netshoes miners, like, you know, we've been fighting for like dragons.
Yeah, we've been getting stuck in.
Yeah.
Guys. You see Hulk just stole a dragon as Nautilus. You're a bit behind the times, Duran. You want to log on here?
Yeah, pretty much. As Duran's gonna take some plates up here. I believe the Herald is still on Croc's side, and it looks like they're gonna position it into either top or mid. The smart choice would be top, right? 3 plates. That's the ideal usage, most optimal usage you can use it at. Croc's gonna take the ward out, and nobody's topside actually. So this could be a potential dive, although I've seen dives on Gragas go very, very wrong multiple times, and now it's just 3 bot side. All right, cool.
They're just going to rip the dive, just completely raw. Minerva's been locked up. He's taking a lot of damage, but Guard gets in, gets the double knockup. Drop will flash away pretty easily, and this dive has just been a bit of a flying nothing. Out comes the curtain call, and Rensga slinking away through the jungle. Meanwhile, topside, they had a Herald for their version of it, and they're pushing the inner turret. Hawk takes a lot of damage, but a nice stopwatch will keep him alive for now. He doesn't have the flash. He might be able to sink back to tower. It's a lot of damage. Dawning Shadow doesn't clip him, and Drop is still there. 4 members now from Rensga being committed to this, and they will finally get it done. Annie arrives, but just a hair too late. And it is a double kill at the end of the day. I guess that's a success, as the top lane dive is still happening, and Isle falls down. The second turret as well. That felt like so much effort for Rensga.
That has to be the longest dive in history. Yeah, that dive started like 2 minutes ago on bot side. The top side is just Herald, and you know what, Rensga, good job. You got the double kill. Okay, for all the effort you expended, you know what, dive successful. Wasn't the cleanest. No.
You're pretty mad if you're dropping Hawk that they just wasted so much time just making sure you die, and you can see on your top side that this is happening, and they're getting 2 towers, they're getting kills, they're getting all of it, and they're just like, all right, guys, cool, yeah, good for you. You look happy in hell. Good job, guys. Well done.
I just saw Duran miss everything.
Yeah.
What is in this game right now? What's this player's drink? What happened? What?
I don't know.
It's like some aura debuff going on right now. Can't dive effectively on both sides. Jesus. Oh my God. Yeah, that was
that play ended up the gold was even going into that, more or less, about 300 difference. Now it's a 3k difference just on the back of that one, and Rensga were the ones getting more kills out of the exchange. That is the complete just imbalance of the effort for reward shown on these sides of the map. At least it was a play. At least Rensga did something, and Goku now has 4 kills. He is going to be strong at some point, but is it going to be enough? Can he do it all himself? Does he have to do the Tinones?
Yeah, I mean, he's playing on a champion that, isn't in Vex, doesn't have that, insane explosiveness. But if he can hit those 4,000 Elo shockwaves, kind of crazy madness, that is possible with Oriana, then definitely he can set his team up for success. And I think if Hades can just keep plugging away, hitting that back line, I mean, she has the Eclipse in tow, gonna get the Monamune soon, hopefully, once she completes the tier item. It is scary still for Netshoes. They're not out of the woods yet, and another dragon being fought over.
Oh, and a
Woohoo!
TP from Ale. There's no TP for Graves, so Netshoes is going. Oh, he's just running his way down. I guess it's a
Nope.
5v5, 5v5. But out comes the ultimates. Croc has gone into the early stasis, but now Goku has the
Um,
ultimate. Only catches Hawk on the shockwave, though. Ale still looking for a bounce forward. Duran gets pushed pretty low. Minerva
Hades.
still with the ultimate. This is a very close fight on that front line, and
Hades.
Rensga are finding the first kill. Netshoes miners in full retreat now through the jungle, and that fight just went straight for RNS.
Yeah, Hades went untouched, literally untouched. No damage was taken on Hades' side. He was just hitting that backline. Yeah, I know the DPS isn't flashy, it's not sexy, it's not amazing from Senna, but I mean it starts to hurt once it starts piling up. Once you get those multi-man queues onto your team, yeah, Goku kind of, I'm not gonna say whiffed the shockwave, but definitely, could have gotten a bit more value given how much power he has. I mean, yeah, Rensga got the dragon, they got the kill, they got the team fight win, and like I said, it's not over, right? Netshoes
Exactly.
miners, they're not, they haven't solidified their lead yet. They haven't transitioned cleanly. They're gonna go for
Yeah.
the second herald, and unless Duran and Croc can get like crazy double herald, maybe into mid or bot again, I mean, I don't know how much damage this is really gonna do.
It does feel like Netshoes don't really want to be playing for the team fights, right? They're against what feels like a much more cohesive team fight composition, and we saw how Rensga was able to leverage that in the fight. Netshoes, they probably want to play for the split push, right? You want to get them ahead, Duran, keep him farming up, keep using that Herald to break open the lanes and drag Rensga around the map, but don't just rock up for the 5v5, because that is a risky proposition.
Yeah, and especially in that corridor fight as well. It's so scary fighting into Senna Oriana, right? And then you also have barrels coming out from Gragas. I mean, yeah, he's going full tank, but he's got pretty good base damages on a lot of his abilities, and he can start putting some work in. Yeah, Duran's got that, 10, almost 11 CS, possibly a minute for himself. And yeah, like you said, Netshoes Miners wants to split the map. They want to use Annie. They want to use Graves in these 1-3-1 situations. They want to force these strong team fighters away from, a 5v5, and then they want to try to win the 3v3 with Croc, Drop, and Hawk against Hades, Guard, and Minerva. And I didn't know all their names actually rhymed, so good on me.
Yeah. Well done. You made it a complete success rate right there. And it is a Mountain Soul again today. So not the most impactful, but to be honest, once again with Rensko, they have this front line that they're building up
Oh,
with a Mountain
yeah.
Soul on top of that as well. It's going to do a bit of work dealing with all of that DPS that
Ooh, Annie.
Netshoes are going to be yeeting at it. Oh, hit by the shockwave. No way you're getting out of there. There's a nice catch for Renska, and they'll take out Annie easy.
Yeah, just not taking the safe way around, right? That's just a brain blunder from him. His whole
Yeah.
jungle is clear, but you know what? I'm gonna go through the river that we don't have complete control of. We don't know where Goku is. I have no clue where Minerva is, and you pay with it for your life. That's one of those mistakes that hopefully you only make once this game, right? You don't take the dangerous path out as okay. Yeah, Gragas
Looking for
just
Ailba.
no
Lopping a Gragas
damage.
down is not easy, to be sure. And Renska then got that bot lane tower. They got the gold down to only a 1k difference. It is getting better and better as Hawk can't find the Dredge Lion either. Renska, they're looking like they have the tools to make things work, and Netshoes really got to keep it clean if they want to hold on to the lead.
Yeah, and I wish we can get some sort of soul count on to Senna. I know she's not fasting Senna, but I mean, she still probably is stacking souls, probably going with her jungler, getting those souls as well. So those can also be, although it's not the best scaling option because she's not fasting, those will also play a part. Those are additional stats that you can't really account for in the gold lead, right? Those are those kind of stats that, it may be more even than we think, and hence why Rensga's team fights are going their way.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we have 1 minute to the next dragon. Netshoes taking control a bit of the river there with the Scuttle Crab. They still have this Herald to drop for Croc as well. And it looks like maybe bot lane might be the answer. Mid's pretty well defended here. And they could perhaps use that to split the pressure on this upcoming dragon fight. They are trying to contest over this vision, but not all of Renska there. Netshoes, I want to see what their next move is here. After a couple of missteps, again, in this mid lane, we've seen them before today. How are they going to bounce back from this? They're going to change it up, or they're going to just spiral out of control? What's going to be the result of those plays?
Yeah, and it's scary because if Rensga gets the lead, right, how are they, like you said, using it? How are they going to transition it? How are they going to get the W? Because they're an 0-3 team, right? I mean, for all intents and purposes, they may not feel like they have anything to play for. Like, they have nothing to lose, but that is the scariest team to fight as Netshoes Miners. Hawk is fine. Flash is out, but
Yeah.
that's an engaged tool that is lost, right? Flash dredge line is some of the most disgusting thing in the world, and ooh, Netshoes Miners on the back foot.
Yeah, the TP came through once again, and we're at for
Whoa!
another 5v5, and we saw how this one went last time. Can Rensga navigate this in the same way? We need to watch for Annie ultimates. We need to watch for how much damage Croc and Duran can do. And will they actually just opt for this, or will they try and split the map instead? Remember, they still have that Herald. It's been dropped in the brush right now by Croc, and Rensga looking to take control of this river. Croc's a bit on his own right now. He doesn't want to get caught out, doesn't want to get barreled back into the team. Does have the flash and will be allowed to walk away. It's once again a very tense situation in the river between Rensga and Netshoes. You see the
Ooh.
Herald just strolling past in the top left. Who's going to find the way in? Hawk gets the hook, but it's onto the tank. A lot of damage onto Minerva. Dragon still above 3k HP. Croc still on the flank. No one really wants to pull the trigger as the Dragon resets.
Rensga are taking way too much time. They're gonna.
They found Hawk once again, but can they get Minerva? He's flashed out. He has gotten away. It's just Hawk the casualty right now, as the Dragon now down to about 2k. Croc still on the side, maybe looking for a flank, and Rensga are the ones peeling back. They got the kill, but they don't feel comfortable, and they'll take the Herald down at least, but the Dragon is for Netshoes.
Hawk for Dragon is a trade that Netshoes Miners will take, and rightly played from Rensga. I think backing out there was the move because Croc still had ultimate and he still had ultimate. Like there was a lot of damage still on the side of Netshoes Miners. Well, if you look across the board for Rensga, only Senna's ultimate is up. So somewhere along the lines, you know, Oriana Shockwave was used, Gragas Barrel, I believe, ultimate was used onto Hawk. There was so much invested into Hawk, and if I'm Nautilus, I'm like, yeah, go get the dragon. They burn so much on me. They have no CDs, nothing. They have to back away. And like you said, Mountain Soul can be more devastating if it's picked up by Rensga. So I believe Netshoes Minor just really want to take that away, take that dragon second ability away from Rensga here.
Yeah, it definitely felt like, Netshoes were able to go a bit more toe-to-toe right there. They had the threats on the table, as you said, the ultimate still ready to use, and Rensga weren't able to put something together to get as big of a team fight win. Now they have gone back to the farming game, but still the lead is being eked away at. It's been chipped down by Rensga, now down to about 4 or 500k, 4 or 500 gold, I should say.
Woo,
And
woo.
we need to see what once again, what are we just going to wait till the next dragon? We're just going to sit on a 3-minute 45 break or what?
Yeah, that seems to be the pace of play here. None of these two teams really willing to pull the trigger unless they have like a really nice pick, right? They're not willing to just kind of go in as 5 into the jungle, and rightly so from, I would say, Netshoes Miners, right? Using their split push, using their power as I say that, never mind.
Croc's getting engaged on. He has to ult to safety just for the sake of that ward. The Nautilus ult comes down to an Agragas barrel, splits up the side of Netshoes. Croc does still have the flash if he has to use it. Nerva won't find his way onto him. That mid lane tower is looking very rickety for Netshoes Miners, and it'll be knocked down, the prize for Rensga. But Duran on that bot side, this is probably what we wanted to see. He's going to trade it down there.
Yeah, and Duran and Annie have been keeping their CS numbers up, have been farming phenomenally here, and you can just see it in the item differences, right? From Gragas and Graves here, right? Not so much with Goku and Annie because Goku has 5 kills. Yeah, but I mean, he's been keeping up pretty well on Annie's side, right? 2 items to 2.5 to 2.5 pretty much. And Netshoes Miners, they do lose mid lane here, but yeah, they're about to pick that up because it was super low from that Herald charge. And this is probably the closest game we've had this series out of the 3 we've casted. And it is looking really nice. I wouldn't necessarily say clean play from both sides, just very, very patient play. Ooh.
Absolutely. It does feel like Rensga know how to operate their comp that they've built for themselves. And, Netshoes, perhaps it's just that their comp doesn't have a great way of dealing with what Rensga has, or maybe Netshoes are just still struggling to put the pieces together in the early and mid stage, as Croc will run into Minerva and we'll be able to escape back pretty easily. As there's a lot of reinforcements coming in for Rensga trying to find more on this play, but they won't be able to get him away from the tower. Now, Netshoes, are they going to go for anything else? Just go for the camp. In comes Guard with a double knock. It's a Dawning Shadow. Croc takes a lot of damage. Just another defensive ultimate. The TPs are coming through Hawk. He's always the target. Always assaulted. And he's taken down once again. Rensga with the committal will find another kill in the support. Doran on the box side isn't really confident going in here. They're just going to call it off once again.
Yeah, it feels like Netshoes Miners has the Scantron is just filling out bubbles randomly, right? They're like, okay, maybe
Yeah.
this is right, maybe this is right. Nope, wrong, 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 wrong. And here again, Rensga pulls the trigger onto the Tom Kench, engage, I would say, quote unquote. I mean, he got a nice knock up onto Croc. And yeah, Hawk pays with his life, and those Hawk picks eventually will come to bite Netshoes Miners,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, the Baron didn't get started. Yeah, they didn't really get too much off of that from Rensga, but eventually when the death timers are longer, these are going to start being way more impactful. And I don't know if Netshoes Miners can keep giving up somebody for Rensga as like a sacrifice.
Yeah, it doesn't seem hugely worth right now. Hawk has 5 deaths out of 8 kills for Rensga. He is being hideously focused right here on that front line. The deceptively squishy Nautilus is suffering a lot under this pressure. And here we go again. Look at that. The Dragon's coming up. And we've got most of the members here. We do have Annie not in the area, and he doesn't have TP. So perhaps Netshoes are willing to give this one up for that pressure on top side.
Yeah, I think they just want to keep piling the CS numbers, keep piling the gold into their pockets. If I'm Annie and Doran here, I'm definitely saying, you know what? We're super far ahead. We have this split push. Let's run the 1-3-1. We can give them this drag. We've delayed Soul Point for them for so long. They won't get it until like 40 plus minutes into the game. And that's Netshoes minus comfort, right?
Yeah, and they're threatening the Baron as well. Cleared the vision out, and you can see that Rensga are thinking about it. They don't want to stray too far away from the pit because there's a lot of damage from Netshoes. They could burn that through. Drop now, pulls out the ultimate. I think they know Goku isn't there, and they're trying to get support kill of their own, but they won't find Guard or Minerva on the re-engage. Now the TP has arrived, and Duran is on his own on the side. He does have the flash, but will he be able to use it? Gets over the wall, and Rensga will find nobody just yet. Isle with a big barrel knocks him back once again, but they still can't find it. They do have the route onto Hawk. They do love killing Hawk, but they won't find him today. This time, Netshoes escape with everyone.
Oh, Isle had a fantastic E body slam into the ultimate there, but just not enough damage yet from Rensga here. Minerva gonna take the dragon through all that afterwards, and they're gonna try to stop the Baron at 4v5. Can they do it?
Oh, Annie's on the side. If he can get this shuffle, that would be huge. They're all stacked up, and the rest of Netshoes have peeled away. They don't feel confident in it. And at the end of all of that action, it is just going to be the dragon for Rensga.
Yeah, and right disengage from Netshoes. Goku still has ultimate. You're taking Baron damage. Your magic resistance is getting shredded as well from that. That could be a huge ultimate. As Guard might actually pay with his life. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, they've got the lockup onto him,
Oh,
I think. Guard,
wait,
oh, it's a big ultimate, but it's not enough just on his own. There's no more follow-up. Guard's
wait.
burning away. Croc trying to get it with the shields, and finally, the elimination comes down. Big damage onto Drop, but they'll be able to walk away. And now Goku, he is very much on the wrong side of town. A TP comes through from Aeldo. Maybe he'll be able to save him. Croc gets that stun. Goku flashes away with a speed drop. Nails him with the W though with the deadly flourish. And Duran will pick up the kill. Drop escapes with the shield. Ael now on the front line with damage coming through. But Hades is the only damage dealer left. And one by one, the Rensga members fall.
Yeah, and that was just an odd play from Rensga there, right? Goku trying to save Guard trying to get wards down after they've successfully pushed them off Baron. Now the TP being considered from Isle as well. They lose 3 and the Baron. Netshoes Miners capitalizes on a catastrophic Rensga mistake.
It certainly is. And what a massive swing
Look,
for Netshoes.
what?
They were waiting for this one.
Yeah, and just look at what happens here. Guard is trying to get vision down. They've successfully put it on. Now Goku is now getting chased. And they say, you know what? Let's commit Isle here. We can do it. I thought, the Croc W, I thought it was somehow Guard there, but then it's just Viego resetting, right? Off of these characters. Senna is late. Minerva is late. They can't get the damage off. They can't set up properly. And look at Hades. He has to set up. He has to set up in the back line. He has to pop away. And if his front line's gone, this champion is unfortunately just useless.
Yeah, it's not a very safe place for him to be, unfortunately. He is 0-6, he's played relatively safely. Hades has had a pretty strong performance, and I think overall for Rensga has been one of the better performers, but that one critical misstep has cost them so much. Now Netshoes do have the Baron to enable the pushes. Isle trying to just rip it raw onto Annie, but won't find it. The happy bee emote comes out, and now Rensga have to flee. They don't have Doran here for Netshoes. They don't have a lot of damage, so I don't think they'll be able to find anything, but Doran's going to take that turret bot lane easy.
And Isle and Guard are getting really tanky. It's kind of scary, right? Isle's got the Fimble Winter, I believe, out along with the Chemtech. So he's got he's really
Oh,
tanky
there's
and
Aldo.
Hawk.
He's taking a lot of damage. He doesn't have the flash. Can they find it? Guard won't get the knock up. Minerva follows through, and Nautilus will be the casualty. Dura now on the bot side. He's in the wrong side of town, has to slide over, but he's rooted up. They can follow him over easily. Netshoes, they're the ones with the misstep right now. Duran's healing a lot, but they will finally take him down, and Netshoes are committing to this. Goku catches Croc with the ultimate. There will be one kill onto Isle, and Annie shuffles back a couple of members. Look at the carries from Rensga with the pincer maneuver. They're taking everybody from Netshoes. This train is coming off the rails right now. And Croc gets tagged with the root. Hades finds the kill. It's the ace for Rensga.
Just as we were talking about Hades needing to step up, he steps up in a huge way, picks up 2 kills for himself, and just was able to position himself to do so much damage onto Netshoes' backline, along with Goku's really good ultimate. And that was a fight that was looking like it was going to go in the favor of Netshoes for a little bit when Annie got that huge stream and shuffle, but Hawk going down before anything could pretty much happen. And I told you, right, Trajan? If he keeps dying like this, if they keep trading, if they keep giving him away, they're not going to have a front line. They're not going to be able to survive. Hawk is a lot of that CC lockdown that can prevent Hades and prevent Goku from just walking in. And unfortunately, with him going down super early, Rensga pulled the trigger. They get the ace. They kill everybody. And the gold lead has shrunken down back to about 1.5K now.
Yeah, we're going the distance here, Shibby. We are not going to see a clean finish from Netshoes Miners. They're trying to protect that lossless record, but Rensga are going down swinging. They're not even really going down anymore. These fights are going very heavily in their favor when they get the right setup. But the next item on the itinerary is probably the next dragon. We can see Netshoes already there setting up. They've got Doron in the bot lane, and these fights are getting very hairy for them. I don't know how they're going to fight the way out of it.
Yeah, I just need to see the scaling options from Netshoes Miners, right? It's really just Azir, and that's pretty much it, right? Graves, beautiful at split pushing, beautiful in the 1v1, but in team fights, he becomes kind of a smokescreen bot, right? Yeah, he can kind of move around and shoot you with his grit, but I feel if he gets too close,
Oh, doesn't find the perfect ultimate though. Annie with blowing the E there. The shifting sands almost gave himself away, but is going to escape. They found Croc though. Once again, that's a defensive ultimate, a big team fight tool off the table. Netshoes, I don't think you maybe want to contest this one. Doran's on the bot side, maybe threatening, and Croc back to pushing the wave. Rensga have to make the decision. They're going for the dragon right here. They've easily got the damage for it. I don't know if Croc's going to steal this one, and it's picked up by Minerva with no trouble. Croc's got that wave in, but Rensga coming in to cover it, and Doran going for the inhib, but he's surely just trading his life for this one. He's going for the fountain. No, he's going for the TP out. He's just going to escape Goku. He cancels it with the shockwave, and now Doran fingers his flash on place. He's trying to get anything from this, chasing Goku desperately out of the base, but in comes the reinforcements, and Rensga can take him down.
That was the most head-scratching play I've seen from Doran. I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but burning your TP, now you don't have that for the upcoming Baron in 1 minute? You can't split push, you can't apply any pressure. I mean, that is just a desperation play if I have ever seen it. These two guys, Netshoes Miners, they look so disjointed. I was just talking about how well they looked with these imports, but Duran just did his own thing. He just went, you know what? I'm going to play the game my way. I'm going to turn chat all off, mute everybody. I'm going in.
They do finally seem to be cracking a little bit under this pressure. Normally they keep calm in these later stages, but Rensga is really putting the screws to them. You can see on the gold graph there that still their mid and top lane carries are the richest players in the game by quite a margin. You know, you have to add on Hades' soul damage onto that gold figure to adjust it, but they should still have damage for this. They should still have tools to leverage the small lead they still have, but they look desperate. You said it. That's the word for it. They really do look like they're sweating under what Rensga's bringing.
And unfortunately, it's just a fact of that Netshoes Miners probably doesn't feel that they have a gold lead, and Hawk is going to possibly.
He gets away. It's fine. It's fine. Hawk coming, I think.
I was so scared for him. I was like, no way, this guy dies again, right? And this is one of those situations where if you're a player in the game, you're looking at it, you're like, okay, 14-8, we're definitely down, right? We don't feel strong. We're losing team fights. And so maybe it's like a bit of apprehensiveness from Doran and Annie. You see, Graves has the flank almost all the time. I always see him just slide away, right? Once he sees once he sees Rensga, he's like, he can't get any flanks off, or he's not confident in his flanking ability. The man's at 4 items on Graves, i.e.,
Yeah.
BT, Shield Bow, Rapid Fire Cannon. He is so strong, but I just don't see the power.
Yeah, we're not feeling its effects right here in Rensga. Once again, all grouped up. They know they're feeling confident like this. Netshoes keeping tabs on them, hanging around their mid lane, just skirting around them, trying to keep track of where they're going. There's not really anything to do apart from the Baron right now, but Ale might look for that engage. He has been always trying to find a way in, and Netshoes just hanging around, kind of waiting for a fight to break out. Croc, he's going to have to ult defensively again. This is surely not ideal for them here. They've got damage onto Minerva, who's diving back in. He got the Crescent Guard as well. Goku catches Duran with a big shockwave, and Croc gets knocked back in. What a barrel from Ale! A double kill for Rensga. This could be it. They're gonna find another. They might find 3, 4, and 5 kills. It's a triple for Goku. One goes down, and Annie pushes them back, trying to delay. Drop has at least made his way to safety, but that's 4 kills for Rensga. That's got to be the Baron.
They might just go for the end here. Death timers are long. 50 seconds on Annie, 30 seconds on Duran and Croc. Drop is the only one left. Can this man defend it by himself? The Isles TP is up, so they can even stall for minions. Yeah, they're going to go for the end here. And I think Rensga's got, fire in their eyes. They see the kill. They've got the neck onto Netshoes Miner's throats. They're going to go for the kill here, Trajan.
Drop's going for the ult, but he has to cancel it. He knows it's not enough. Hawk is up in 2 seconds, but the towers are already down. Rensga came to the undefeated Netshoes, and they knock Hawk out once again. But there goes the Nexus. I asked Axeman87 over-under on Rensga